I'm Alessandra Barrett, Senior Content Editor for JOC. I'm at our 2018 Port Performance Conference with Sean Tibbetts, COO of the Port of Virginia. Great to see you, Sean.
You too. Thank you for having us.
The port is in the middle of a great container terminal expansion. Can you give me a bit of an update on the status there?
Sure. We're about halfway through the project at large. We have a project expansion at Virginia International Gateway as well as Norfolk International Terminals. And the Virginia International Gateway facility is materially complete. So ship-to-shore cranes will actually be arriving in January and be commissioned in March, and the total project will be wrapped up in June. So we are excited to see that full project take effect. At Norfolk International Terminals, we're about 30% complete, so the Port of Virginia is ready. We're bringing on capacity in real time, and we're excited about it.
A rebuild of rail operations was a significant component to the plan. Can you speak a little bit about what you're seeing in rail? What pushed you to have that emphasis?
The Port of Virginia's growth has in some ways been fueled by rail in the past, and we are the biggest rail mover by percentage of overall volume on the East Coast. About 35% of our cargo moves via rail, either inbound or outbound. And our intent is to make that more productive and create more capacity there in order to better serve our rail customers in that discretionary market out in the Midwest and the hinterland of the U.S. So that's coupled with the overall capacity expansion and also some of the other strategic maneuvers we've done in the rail space, cantilever RMGs, some of the technology assists that go with those assets and those cranes in order to drive productivity through our rail facility.
We're at the Port Productivity Conference, and you have been, you implemented a reservation system about a year ago. How are you seeing that impact productivity at the port? So
productivity for the TRS, as we call it, or the ProPass system, is going well. But change is something that we have to work together to continue to implement between ourselves, other stakeholders, BCOs, truckers. And the tool is a good tool, we just have to implement it in the right way. So we've seen good and appreciable gains, improvements, if you will, in the turn times. However, there are some challenges in changing over to using this new system from a planning perspective, from a supply chain perspective. So we continue to work hand in hand with the trucking community, with the BCOs, with the other stakeholders to ensure it's a tool that provides them value as well as us value. And ultimately, we have to walk hand in hand on this journey.
Any major changes in practice that you've had to sort of pivot on to address some of those changes?
Yeah, I would say it's more an education piece for us about the customer and stakeholders' business and an education for them on how to best utilize the port resources. So I would say in terms of pivot, we've taken a pause from an expansion standpoint. We have not expanded the hours in the recent months in order to allow the trucking community and the other parts of the community to become more familiar with the product and to make some changes and tweaks to make it more user-friendly.
Well, thanks for sitting down and talking to me today.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Sean Tibbetts, COO of the Port of Virginia.